Hi, Richard Moore here from EightStepStartup. So across 30 days, I'm giving out 30 tips of the day for startup business owners and for entrepreneurs. Really simply as a tip a day, things I've learned from professors, from books I've read, from best-selling authors I've interviewed, and from, of course, business leaders as well. And really simply, today's tip is a great way to understand a problem if you don't quite understand it. And it's something I think that Charlie Munger of Berkshire Hathaway originally penned. And it's basically, if you want the truth, or if you want to understand something, then try inverting it. So when I coach in London each week with the people I mentor in different aspects of business, often I pose questions to them and ask them to see if they can come up with a solution. And usually they sometimes get a bit stumped because they really have to think about things. So I say, well, why don't you try inverting this question and see what you come up with? And so a good example, for instance, I was asked by one of my mentees the other day, what's the best way to invest? And as an example here, you could say, well, if I don't know the best way to invest, well, I can certainly work against the opposite. So what would be the answer if I inverted that? What's probably the worst way to invest? And it's surprising, when you do an inversion, you tend to really be able to answer it. So what's the worst way to invest? Don't look at all at any of the the performance of the companies and just pick them blindly. So then if you invert that answer, well, then that's something a little bit more along the lines of what you should be doing. It's the same kind of thing. These are fairly classic, absurd and extreme examples, but a classic one I think is how do I get fit? Well, if I invert that, how do I make sure I don't get fit? Well, just don't do any exercise, you see. So, this is a very simple technique, but try it out. If you're ever stuck on a problem or need a question answered, a good way to deal with it is to simply invert it. Anyway, I'll come back to you tomorrow with the next tip of the day.